Hello and welcome back. It's been a while, hasn't it? So much for my New Year's resolution of doing regular uploads. Anyway, today I am going to talk about what really gets my goat. And if you're not British, you might not know what that means. It means pet hates, pet peeves, things that just annoy and irritate me. Oh my god, I've got a new kitten who is adorable but is an absolute pain. I might do a video about him. Okay, so I was going to do top 10 pet hates, but there were more. So I've got 18, and I'm sure if I thought about it for longer, there would probably be more than 18, but I need to keep it relatively short, so here we go. They're not particularly in any order, apart from the top 5, but the rest, 18 to 13, I suppose it is, are just things I don't like. Right, so let's start. One thing that really irritates me is when I'm driving and I stop at a zebra crossing and they just amble across with all the time in the world. I mean, at least look. I always look like I'm rushing, even if you don't actually go any quicker, just to do a little sort of hop, skip and a jump or a little wave. I always wave if someone stops or lets me out in traffic, or so next time someone stops for you on a zebra crossing, it might be me, so give them a little wave. So when I got married, I kept my own name because I don't see why you should take your husband's name just because that's what people do. Why should you give up your own name? It seems bizarre. But anyway, I know lots of people do, and fair enough, you might want to be Mrs. whatever. But the thing that really irritates me is when people, and this is family and friends, people that I know that I kept my own name, but they insist on putting Mr. and Mrs. Brown. It irritates me, but I can understand why people do it. But what I can't understand is how they put Mr. and Mrs. P. Brown. It infuriates me. Okay, calm down. Number 16, when people say of age. So how old are you? I'm 40 years, I'm not 40, but let's go with 40. I'm 40 years of age. I don't know why, it really winds me up. Just say I'm 40. And if you must, then I'm 40 years old, but not 40 years of age. And especially when it's adults saying it. Can't bear it. Number 15. Oh, when people take offence at words like love and darling. I mean, isn't that nice if someone wants to say, here you are, love. Thanks, love. I don't see what's wrong with that. And why should you take offence at it? They're only being nice. I mean, what's the alternative? There you go, shithead. You know, it's a nice word, love and darling. I mean, obviously, if someone was saying it in a really condescending way, yeah, right, darling, that's not nice. But generally, in everyday conversation, I like it if somebody says, there you go, love. Number 14. Oh, God. People that walk slowly and generally do things slowly. I don't mean if there's a genuine reason somebody can't walk quickly. You know, if I'm behind an old person in a queue, fine. That's absolutely fine. But I want to get where I'm going, and it does wind me up if I'm walking behind slow people. So number 13, and Freddie does this to me all the time, it drives me insane, when she puts me on loudspeaker. when I call her. I just find it really irritating. And I suppose I was going to say rude. It probably isn't rude, because I know when my brother and my mum phone me that they always say, will you stop doing whatever you're doing? And it's not that I'm being rude, I'm just busy and I do things whilst I'm talking to people. So I kind of understand it a bit, but when you know you're on loudspeaker, I just feel that they can't hear you properly, and I don't know, I just don't like it. Number 12. Oh, littering! Who does that? It's disgusting. And especially when you see people throw things out of car windows. I just think it's horrible. I think you're a bad person if you litter. Number 11. Oh, Facebook friends. Now, I don't know if I'm just being like old, but I don't like Facebook. I don't feel like I want to document everything that I'm doing for everybody to see. Why would you want that? And there's been times, not so much now, but when Freddie was a teenager, a young teenager, and we'd have gone on holiday and people would say to me, oh, I loved your bikini, or, you know, that hotel looked nice. And I'm thinking, how do you know I've been on holiday? And it used to, I didn't like it. But now, I'm not on Facebook unless I'm in a show. And often you have to join because they put all the group rehearsal information and anything you need to know on Facebook. So I've had to join, and every day I'm completely bombarded with hundreds of people wanting to be my friend. Now, if it's somebody I know, then I think, it's hard to explain, because obviously if they are my friend, why do they want to be my friend on Facebook? I am your actual friend. And often it's just complete randomers who I've never heard of, and I just don't like it because I feel mean. Are you practically saying, no, I don't want to be your friend? I just find it a bit awkward. Maybe I'm just being an old person, but I hate it. So I've actually deleted it now. So no one can be my friend. So number 10 is when people start hating on Kim Kardashian. I mean, obviously I don't know her, but I do watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and she's like one of the handful of people that I follow on Instagram, and she's so lovely. And when people start saying bad things about her, I say, do you actually know her? Do you know what you're talking about? Do you know anything about her? And they generally don't. And I just think she seems a lovely person, and I don't like it when people hate on her. Right, number 9. So this is a bit personal, maybe. It's to do with work, and it's when people bring fish to eat at lunchtime and heat it up in the microwave in the communal room, and it stinks to high heaven and I literally want to throw up. So I actually think hot fish should be banned from every workplace. Okay, this irritates everybody, so why they do it, I don't know. But salespeople, when they just won't leave you alone, so you go into a shop, you just want to look, and they start, I don't even mind, can I help you? That's fine, but when it goes beyond that, and it's like, this would look great on you, and you're like, excuse me? No, it wouldn't look great on me, because if I wore that, I would literally want to kill myself. Actually, I've just said something that's in one of my other pet hates. So let's carry on with this salesperson bit. Pushy salespeople, they don't even have to be pushy, but just when they're looking at you and hovering and suggesting, it just makes me leave. So bear that in mind, any salespeople. I think if you leave people alone to look, they'll buy something in their own good time. They don't need you hovering. So the other one that I've just been guilty of myself is when people say literally. And I'm doing it now all the time. So when they use literally in every sentence, and also what's even worse than that, and Freddie and Coco do this, is like. So Coco might say, well, she's like my friend, and I'm like, oh, I've just done it. I can't believe I've just done it. You see, it's rubbing off. Everybody's saying it. But you want to say, well, is she your friend, or is she like your friend? What does that mean? Or are you going to Camden? Or like Camden? Well, are you actually going to Camden or somewhere like Camden? I'm probably not explaining this very well, but I'm sure if you've got teenagers, you know exactly what I mean. And I've just gone and done it twice with literally and like. Ah! Help! Can't remember what number that was. But I think my next one is complaining. People that complain all the time, that always find something to complain about. It's wearing. Just try and be positive and find the good out of a situation, because it's just plain boring when people complain constantly. Okay, so now we're down to my top 5. So these are the things that really get my goat. So number 5, pessimistic people. Oh, like, what if we can't get in? Well, if we can't get in, we'll go somewhere else. Or I'm sure I was talking about going on a safari, and it was probably my mum, because this is the sort of thing she would say. Oh, what if you get eaten by a lion? I mean, it wasn't that, but that's the sort of thing she would say. And I would think, wow, imagine getting eaten by a lion. How cool, what a way to go. Although having said that, this kitten is really quite vicious. My legs are like torn to ribbons. So I'm rethinking the being eaten by a lion death. That might not be quite so nice. Anyway, generally, pessimistic people, for God's sake, you know, get over that. So, number 4, theatre etiquette. I just can't believe how people behave in a theatre. And I know Freddie mentioned this, and people said something about, well, not everybody's been privileged enough to be brought up going to the theatre, but, oh, come on. You don't have to have been brought up going to the theatre every week to know how to behave. You know, surely you know that you mustn't get your phone out and start texting people and the light from the phone is disturbing everybody, or to be opening your sweets in the middle of a really gorgeous love song. You know, open your sweet when people are applauding at the end of the song, and getting up and going to the toilet and coming. I mean, or even, I just can't believe it didn't used to be like this. I mean, I actually blame jukebox musicals, things like We Will Rock You and Bat Out of Hell, even Jersey Boys. When you go to shows like that, people are even more badly behaved. And then, God forbid, they should start singing. Now, this is a funny thing because, I mean, I don't know, I didn't see it, but Freddie said that people have been talking about whether you should sing along. And I was astounded that even Vanessa Feltz thought it was okay to sing along. I mean, I don't know this 100%, this is what Freddie told me. I was just astonished. I mean, you're not telling me Vanessa Feltz sings along when she's at a musical. I cannot believe she does. So why she should say it's okay? Because it is not okay. You don't spend £100, sometimes £100 plus, on a ticket to see a show, to listen to the person next to you singing along. You just mustn't do that. And also, sorry, I just wrote, I know, big hair at the theatre. Now, I know that's not exactly your fault if you've got an extra big head or voluminous hair. I mean, there's nothing worse, is there, than when you're sat in your seat and there's an empty seat in front and then you see this 7-foot man come in and they sit right in front of you. I mean, I know that's not exactly their fault, but it's not nice. Okay, that leads me to number 3, which is political correctness gone mad. Coco is just the worst culprit. I cannot say, I nearly said, I literally can't say. I can't say anything to Coco without her saying, Mummy, you can't say that. I'm not going to give examples either because she's made me so paranoid now. Because everything I say, Mummy, you can't say that. Oh, you mustn't say that. Oh, you'll be cancelled. I don't know what that even means. Who's going to cancel me? Her. She's probably the only person. I don't mean we should all go around being mean and making fun of people. Of course we shouldn't, but surely you can have a little joke with your friends and your family about people, but no, you mustn't. Not according to Coco. Absolutely not. We all have to be really nice all the time. No jokes allowed. Oh, number 2. Okay, I'm giving is it a trigger warning? So if anyone has got any children under the age of 13 in the room, pause the video now and get rid of them. Okay, so number 2. When parents tell young children that there's no Father Christmas, I just think it's evil. I really do. I just don't know what to say about it. I'm just flabbergasted when I hear like a little kid say, well, my mummy told me there was no Father Christmas. I can't believe it. Why would you do that? It's like the most magical thing to believe in, and it's just wonderful. And once you know that there isn't a Father Christmas, which actually, who's to say there isn't? I'm not convinced. The magic just goes out of Christmas when you think there might not be a Father Christmas. It's making me sad, and I was really sad when my girls found out there wasn't a Father Christmas. I actually had to tell Freddie, I think she was about 15. No, she wasn't actually, that was Coco. Freddie, I can't remember how old she was, but she was going to senior school, that's right. She was 11. No, actually she went when she was 10. But anyway, 10 or 11. And she didn't know, and I thought she should know because I was a bit scared that if she said anything at school, she might be ridiculed. And she burst into tears. She was beside herself, absolutely beside herself. And then she said to me, I suppose you're going to tell me that there's no such thing as the tooth fairy next. And I just looked at her and she just bawled again. It was terrible. So I think it was Coco that was older. Yeah, she was really too old. I won't embarrass her anymore. Number 1, my top pet hate is overprotective parents. Oh God, how boring. I just hate it. In fact, I even had friends years ago, so I'd got Freddie little, and she was probably 3 when they had their baby. And it's not just one couple either. And it actually made me so I couldn't really, I just went off them. I suppose in a way maybe I've been a bit irresponsible, but I just think if you want to walk on the wall and fall off it, fine, you know, isn't that how you learn? I mean, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't let them sit on the edge of a cliff to eat their picnic, although Phil probably thinks that I would, because I remember often when I've gone on holiday, I have little holidays with my best friend, and he always used to worry about cliff walking. Anyway, just generally overprotective, boring parents that just watch their kids' every move. I mean, really, just let them fall over. Anyway, I think that is the end. So I wonder if you agree with me on any of those points, or if you think I'm totally out of order. Let me know in the comments, and please subscribe. I had an email this morning from YouTube saying you have no new subscribers this month, and I think I got the same one last month, so it's a bit sad. It's not very inspiring, is it? So please subscribe. That would really make my day. So number one on my list is people that don't subscribe to my YouTube channel. Anyway, I shall see you next time. Bye.